bless you, as well as my participants, which who we have been uh, going up and down all this while to be able to shape our future, as well as to be able to see how we can assist ourselves with the next available job. Uh, we started this program 2 weeks back. We first tried to see what is the nature or how is the landscape, the job market landscape. We also went ahead and see what are the high demands, high demand skills we have seen because of development and automations of industries, companies. This has led to creations of so many jobs that are aligned with these automations and deployment of artificial intelligence and other technology. Apart from that, we went ahead. There are possible job creations in the job market. We went ahead and say, okay, if you really want to take the advantage of these massive job creations as a result of our automations, as a result of our deployment of technologies in our day-to-day or in the day-to-day activities of organizations and companies and factories and organizations, we need to get the relevant documents that will give us an edge over our competitors. This led us to discuss the resume. We discuss the cover letter, the resume, the contents, essential component of the resume, as well as the cover letter, how we can be able to write a compelling cover letter that will compel the hiring officer to agree that we are the best candidate for the job. Alhamdulillah, we have gotten the document ready, we have gotten the resume, and we exposed our participants to the newly developed AI assistance job search platform, which is called Nuba Folly Job Hunter. Why is that? Okay, we understand the job as a result of the analysis. We now agree that we have prospects, so we need to apply. So how can we apply? Then we say, okay, now you have applied, and eventually, which you are hoping, inshallah, you have been called for an interview, which is the next stage in job searching or job preparations. So what kind of interview do you have? What types of interview do you have? What are the do and don'ts in the interview? What are the verbal communications? What are the non-verbal communication during the interview? What are the different types of interviews? Things we're going to discuss today. That is why excelling in interviews, common questions, communication skills, and as you're coming to see, we have the common communication skill, we have the body language. They all contribute to our success during the interview. As rightly introduced by our technical officer, today with me, I have my deputy director and personal builder, Abdul Salam, who is going to take you about the communication skills. It's a very wide area, but I believe he has the expertise and the knowledge to compress and summarize and take you through to the rudiments of communication skills. Communication skills is not only about the interview, as he coming to now explain to you, even in terms of what? Networking. You know, you are going to do networking in the search of job. Even in the case of what? Your presentations. Maybe you are in one professional event. Communicate. Abdul Salam will take us through. For today, Career Service and Polytechnic Advancement Center online training program, job preparation is all about excelling in interview, mastering the interview skills, mastering the interview. We want at the end of this program to master and have an excellent means of excelling, a strategy for excelling in the interviews. As usual, Career Service and Polytechnic Advancement Center is the one that is hosting this very important program. And then, as usual, the facilitator is Engineer Ali Musa Ofa, Director Career Service and Polytechnic Advancement, Novo Mali Polytechnic Zaria. Today is Tuesday, 31st of December, 2024. What are the agenda for these 30-minute discussions? One, the welcome and introductions, which already the welcome has taken place. What are the common interview questions? You need to know them so that you can prepare yourself. Yesterday, we have seen a marvelous presentation by our IT, where we can be able to use our AI to practice interview questions, to play role, to role play the AI to serve as an interviewer. So what are these questions? And you see, yesterday we said that this interview, okay, this training on interview questions is a confidence building mechanisms, effective answer strategies. We are going to see the STAR. What do you mean by STAR? Okay, so we are going to see the STAR methodology of answering interview questions. Then we'll have the communication skills, which is vividly introduction to what Abdul Salam is going to do, is going to present to us. Then we'll have the body language tips. Then avoiding pitfalls. Some areas where you don't need to. What are the do and don'ts? You need to know them. Then we'll have question and answer interactions followed by conclusions. What is an interview? An interview is a formal, structured conversation between a job applicant, a job searcher, and a potential employer, conducted to assess the applicant qualifications, skills, experience, and suitability for the role, for the job at hand. So you can see the essence of interview are one, to assess the job seeker, the job applicant, he or she, what? Qualifications. Their qualifications. Also to determine, do they have the skills, the requisite skill to excel in that role? Your experience and then suitability for the role. These are the key, essential, why interviews were conducted. As you are coming to see, the different types of interviews. It also provides an opportunity for the employer to evaluate the candidate fit for the organization's culture and goal, while the candidate learn more about the role, team, and company. It is an opportunity for the job seeker to be able to know more about the company. And you see, I would like to take us back a little bit. We talk of research on the companies, the organizations, the agencies. Before going for interview, we say even writing your resume and your what? Your cover letter. So it's all about the research, because at the interview sessions, you may likely be asked as you are coming to see, what are the different types of interviews? Number one, we have the traditional interviews. What are a traditional interview? The normal interview, one-on-one, or you face a panels of experts, or hiring managers or personnels. You'll be invited, you'll be given the address, then you go for a particular date and time, and you meet those that are going to interview you. This is what is called traditional interview. Though technology is encouraging, into this traditional interview, more companies are going for the number 5, virtual and video interviews. Then number 2 is the behavioral interview. This type of interview is to be able to find your past experience, your behavior, how you will be able to handle so many tasks that were given to you in order to project your future performance. So the interviewers in the behavioral interviews, they are just trying to know how you have been able to handle tasks, activities, situations in the past, for them to be able to know you are suitable for the job. And from there, they can be able to have the feelings of your future performance. So this is number 2. Number 3, technical interviews. These interviews are conducted in order to determine your industry skills, your expertise. You say you know how to dismantle. So they will give you a car, for example. You're a mechanical engineer, you're a HND graduate. So you have been taken through automotive, maybe you specialize in that. Or maybe you specialize in productions. They will give you LED machines. Maybe you specialize in, you say you're an accountant, you graduate for HND accounting. They will give you balance sheet, or they will give you their transactional aptitude to what? To balance it up. You are a SLT student, they will give you some chemicals and ask you to do 1 or 2 things. This is technical interview. So by mere here, you can see that interview is not only to go and answer questions. You may be subjected to a technical interview. Or some companies, some organization, they will give you traditional interview first. When you scale through, they will now come for a technical interview. Yes, they can conduct a series of interviews in order to determine your suitability for the job. The case interview. The case interview is to be able to assess your problem-solving skills and your critical thinking. They will give you a scenario, a real-time scenario, or a fictitious a kind of imaginary situations. They will give you and they will ask you to find a solutions. That is a case interview. They will assess your ability to think critically. That is why critical thinking skill, you find that most of organizations are looking for this kind of skill because most organizations nowadays are facing one or two challenges, problems here and there. If there is not any, but there must be a competitor in that particular field. So they want people, they want candidates that will come and think critically and come up with what? Problem solutions. They will solve the problems. Maybe they will not give you, okay, as maybe you're applying for general manager, for example, then you will be, okay, the company is about to go into bankruptcy. Is about to bankrupt. Then
Anything of reliance.
hello, hello,
Hi,
are you hearing
how are
me?
you, sir?
Are you
Yes, sir.
hearing me?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Are you seeing the screen as well?
No, no,
No,
sir.
no, sir. We cannot see your screen, sir.
You're not seeing, but at the beginning.
Yeah, at the beginning we were seeing the screen, but not now
Okay.
again.
Okay. So there is an issue. There's a technical issue here. So
Okay.
let me rectify it so that we can continue. Uh, so Malaruna,
Sir? Yes, I
hello,
can hear you.
are you around?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I had a
All right.
technical hit. Are you seeing my screen now?
Not yet, sir.
Not
No,
yet.
sir.
It's not showing, sir. It's not showing.
Okay, it's not showing. So let me share it again. What about now?
Yes, we can
Yes,
see
sir.
your
We see.
screen. We are
Okay.
seeing, sir.
Okay, let's continue. So I'm
Okay,
very
sir.
sorry.
Okay, sir.
So we are done with the uh types of interviews. What are the common interview questions? These are just few. There are many. So the first is, tell me about yourself. Tell me about yourself You need to understand what did they mean. Tell me about yourself. Don't go and blow grammar and be saying, I know this one. Though we are going to look at, then we have, why do you want to work here? You can only answer these questions if you really understand the, what is it called, the company and the role. What are your strengths and weaknesses? You need to know your strengths. And even these weaknesses, you are not telling that I don't know this one. No, we're coming to see. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Where do you see yourself in the next? You know, this question can be answered by your what? Objective in your resume. Yes. You've already answered that question. So you just bring the objective. In the next 5 years, where do you see yourself? Describe a challenging situation. So you can see, describe a challenging situation and how you handle it. This is what we are calling case interview. They are trying to see how far. So you can be able to, and also it can fall within the what? Within the what's it called? The behavioral interview. Why should we hire you? You see your cover letter. Yes, because I told you the resume tells more about you. Your cover letter sells you to the market, to the employer, and then the interview is compelling him or her or the organization to pick you as the best candidate for the job. So these are some of uh, uh, common questions that what are the effective answers, strategy, how you can be effectively answer such kind of questions. Be concise and focused. Don't go and be blowing too much grammar. They are not ready. Don't forget, maybe you are about 20 or 50. They were called for interview that very day. And they don't have the time to what? Listen to all grammar. And focus on the question given to you. Don't go and give information that is not requested. Because by the time you went extra, there's a possibility for you to what? To say something that is disadvantage to you. So be concise and focused. Concentrate on the question given to you at hand. Tell us about yourself. You tell yourself professionally and educational wise and your objective. That is simple. And you should summarize it as simple. That is why we say concise. The next thing, use the STAR methods, which we are going to discuss. In answering interview questions, this strategy was found to be the most effective way of answering interview questions. The STAR, the S stands for situations. The T stands for the tasks. The A stands for actions. And the R stands for results. And this STAR is more applicable for behavioral questions. Behavioral questions are the most common questions. So I will encourage you to go and read these behavioral interview questions. The next, align your answers with company's values and goals. When they say, who are you? Tell us more about yourself. You tell everything, your goal, inclined to the company values and goals. If your behavioral, also go case interview good towards the company values and goals, aligned. Don't be saying you are being called for an interview in Dangote, for example, and you're talking about BUA. You know how the parallel rivalry is between the two companies. You are causing more trouble to yourself. Highlight achievement with specific examples. Then, what is this STAR method? What is this STAR method? We say the S stands for the situations. Describe the context or background. Give the background. It's through the background you can be able to lay the foundations of your answer. We are coming to come and see an example. The T stands for the tax. That is, explain the specific challenge you faced. You see, this is behavioral interview, and most of these interviews are behavioral. Rarely you see case, rarely you see the industry interview, which you are going to be given a car, for example, or a transaction to balance, or some other things like that. Explain the specific challenge you faced. Then, what are the actions you took? Highlight them, but be time conscious. Then, what results do you got at the end of the day after applying the actions or after taking the actions? After you took the actions, what are the results? Share the positive outcome or lesson learned with the panel or the interviewer. This is what is meant by STAR method. Let's see an example. Situations. You know, assuming you led a team during a tight project deadline, you realize your company is having a project and you have been asked to champion the implementation or the executions of the project. And you realize time is seriously against you. You have to deliver. So your team must deliver that work, or it will cause the company to lose billions of naira. You know, they cannot just sit down and watch you to fail because it's going to cost a lot of money. Then this is the situation you find yourselves. What is the task? Ensure the project was completed on time without compromising quality. That is the task at hand. So you should explain you find yourself in your project or in your office, you have been given a deadline to come up with a plan strategic for implementation within the next 2-3 weeks. And then the task here is what? Is to complete on time without compromising the quality and the expectation of your clients or your consumers. What is the expected action? You delegated tasks effectively and monitor progress as the team leader. That is why leadership skill is also important. What is the result? You deliver the project 2 days ahead of schedule, receiving client appreciation. The company will clap for you. Yes. So this is a STAR method of explaining, answering questions during interview, especially for behavioral interview, and which are almost 70% of interview questions. So you can see applying this method will guide you to be able to pass your interview correctly. Yes, in the course of discussion with having discussions, with your panel of interviewers. You are communicating with them, and most of the communication is verbal communication. This time around, you are not using resume, you are not using cover letter, neither you are using your CV. You are one-on-one, or you are using virtual. Even virtual is one-on-one. Then they will be asking you questions, you'll be answering. This brought the issue of verbal communications. When you come to speak clearly and confidently, you can only speak clearly and confidently by the time you know about the job descriptions, about the company values and goals. And you know yourself, know your skills, know your strengths and weaknesses. Use positive and professional language. Don't go and be speaking Java. Don't go and speaking Nigerian dialect. What is it called? I forgot. So use positive and professional language. If you're an accountant, use accountant language. Accountant language, they will know really. You are a science lab. If you are an architect, use. If you are quantity surveyor, use. Every professional has their own language. It's like the way we have languages for different tribes. The same thing also have languages for different professions. Don't go and speak and answer your questions plainly. By the time you are using your language, in physics, you talk about the force, you talk about the moment, you talk of charges, you talk in IT, you talk of software, you talk of a high-level language, low-level language, you understand the terrain. That shows that you understand. You are professionals. Structures answers logically. Don't go and compact everything in one place. If they gave you, because normally panels will try to bombard you with so many questions at a time. This one will ask you this one. Okay, my friend, include this one. Arrange your answers in what? Logically. Avoid filler words like, I don't know, let me answer you, or you use the word like when I was walking. No, don't use this kind of words. They are jargons. Practice active listening. In interview, listen attentively. I believe Abdulwasi was going to take you through. Non-verbal communication tips. Maintain good posture to show your word, your confidence. Don't go and be sitting down anyhow. Don't go. And one of the ethics for interview, don't sit unless you have been told to sit down. Make consistent eye contact. Eye contact is showing your confidence. It's a very important body language mechanism of showing confidence. Don't go and be doing one way or the other, like, look at the interviewer eye to eye. Listen to him when he's talking by looking at the way he's pronouncing. Number 3, use appropriate facial expressions. Don't go and just sitting there like a dummy. No, use body language when you are explaining. Okay, use signs when I going up and down, all these things. Avoid crossing your arms or feet getting. Gesture naturally, but avoid excess. Thank you very much for these questions. But don't be always, thank you very much. I appreciate your question, sir. Regard to the question you asked, this and that, this and that. So, the body language do and don'ts. Smile warmly when appropriate. Don't be smiling all the time. Let's check Asha laughing gas. They will be saying that you have taken laughing gas. No, but you smiles. When they try to confuse you, they will always try to confuse you, make life difficult. Some of these interviewers smile. And you know, smile is an antidote for what? For anxiety. Not occasionally to show understanding. Don't allow them be asking you, do you understand? Are you listening? When they are talking, show you are really understanding what they are saying. Sit upright and lead forwards slightly. Don't go and, no, don't go, no. What you should, upright. Look at them. Show confidence. Show understanding. Yes, you are the right person. I'm here to pick the job. Don't avoid fit getting or tapping. Don't slouch or appear disengaged. This brought the issue of dressing. Not only dressing in terms of clothes, shavings, hair dressing, issue of perfume, issue of all these things. Look corporate. You are going. Just assume you are going for your first day in the office. Because by the time you apply all this thing we're teaching you, I have no doubt for any interview, for any job you picked, you come tired of which one am I going to choose. Common pitfall that you need to avoid. One, overloading answer with unnecessary details. You see, we have already said earlier on. Avoiding excess answers. Number two, speaking negatively about past employers. You work in a certain company and you tell them that these people, they have not been paying salary, they are not very serious in that. No, who asked you to go into that? Don't brought. You talk about yourself, your experiences, your achievements, the challenge situation you find yourself and the way you solve them. That is what matters. You don't need to go and be talking about the management of the other company. You don't need to be going on with your co-workers. If you talk like that, they will be thinking this is the same way you're going to do for them by the time you move for another organizations. Failing to research the company. Don't go for interview without searching for the company. If you search for an interview, company that calls you for an interview, and you didn't see them on net, they didn't provide you with way to link with them, then I don't think this is a worthy company to go for interview. So another thing, already I believe in your resume, before writing the resume, when you saw the advert, you read the job description, before applying, we told you to what? To search. So that you can be able to write a compelling cover letter. Interrupted the interviewer? No. Ideally, in human life, you don't need to be interrupting. Interrupting is a vice in conversations. Allow him to learn. All you need to do is what? Active listening. Listen to him actively. Listen to interviewer actively. Digest what he is saying. Look for gaps. Look the way or the solutions or the correct way of answering the question. But allow him to learn. Don't interrupt him. No, sir. No, sir. I've already said. No, allow him. Then articulate your answers. Displaying nervous habit, like touching your face. When you will be asked a very tough question, you shout. I said earlier on. By the time you research the company values and goals, you have done your homework. You know yourself. Normally, they will bring your what? Cover letter. They will bring your resume, and they build their questions on what? On your resume that you submitted. So what is the nervous? What brought the anxiety, the confusions? No, you don't need to. In conclusions, effective preparations include understanding the questions and refining the presentations. You need to understand that. So when you are preparing for interview, understand the question, understanding the questions. And this is what we have been teaching you all this while, right from Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and today. It's all about what? Understanding the questions, how you can understand the questions. Clear communications and confidence bodybuilding are essential to succeed. To succeed, you must. That is why you have to give a very listening ear to the next presenter. Remember, how you behave, how you manage the situations, and how you interact with the panel of the interviewers is what will determine your stability for the role. Composure, good appearance, good manners of speaking. These are very essentials. So thank you very much for listening. As usual, for other questions, you can contact us at Career Service Center, CPAC, only Polytechnic, or through our, we are going to establish our website very soon, inshallah. So you can go to our website. We have the email. We have our WhatsApp groups. Just of recent, we opened a WhatsApp channel. In our WhatsApp channel, we have been posting so many career educational materials, job alerts. So I will encourage you also to join that particular WhatsApp channel, Nova Poly, CPAC Nova Poly channel. We wish you all the best. We wish you success in your future interviews, which I believe in the next few weeks after this program, we'll be hearing a feedback from you. Thank you very much. Over to you, Mala Haruna.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for the presentation. And this is a great opportunity for the second speaker, Malam Abdul Wasiu Abdul Salam, to continue on the communication skills to share his experience, his vast knowledge on the communication side of the interview. So, yeah, I can see the comments are flooding with thank you. Yeah, thank you, sir. We really appreciate. So, Malam Abdul Wasiu, if you are ready, then you can begin to share your slide for the second presentation, second part of the presentation for today. Thank you. Hello, Malam Abdul Wasiu, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so let me share the slide so you can go ahead with the presentation.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I'm coming just a minute. Okay. Okay, just a minute. Okay, yeah, so here we are. You can begin.
So, good day, everyone. Are you with the slide?
Yes, we are seeing the slide. You can go on.
Okay. My name is Builder Abdul Wasiu Abdul Salam. To take you through communication skill, as rightly said by our IT officer, in person of Malan Aruna. So, as we all know, communication is an essential part of an interview. If you want to go for an interview, you must rightly be guided in your utterances, the way Malan said it. So, after doing that, communication is one of the major problems that usually makes us to fail an interview. Because you see, most of us usually afraid of what to say during the interview. You'll be afraid that, okay, what am I going to say? How am I going to communicate with each and everyone? So now, from the definition, I try to look at the definition of communication skill. I define communication according to Oxford Dictionary as communication is a skill. Communication skill is the ability for an individual to accurately convey a message to another person or group of people. Malan says, if you want to go for an interview can be a panel and it can be a group of people. But for you to convince them that, yes, I am responsible for this job should be given to me. That is all about interview. You need to tell it, you need to speak for yourself. So, but for you to speak for yourself, that means you must be able to communicate effectively. And that is why we said communication skill is the ability for an individual to accurately convey a message to another person or group of people. And we have essential communication skill. As I rightly captured in my slide, we can see we have written communication skill, we have oral communication skill, we have non-verbal and verbal communication skill, we have active listening, and we have contextual communication. So I just bullet out these points, and maybe after the class, I'm going to drop the summarized notes at the classroom so that you can have a comprehensive view of what I'm saying. Now, when we said written communication, what do we mean by written communication? Written communication comes in many forms. For you to be able to communicate effectively, now you must have the ability to communicate by written. And you can see when the director was speaking all the time, is referring you to resume, cover letter. These are part of written communication skill. If you come to an interview, the next thing that we do is that before you present yourself, they will bring out your document. That is either your resume or your cover letter, and look at all what you say. Okay, I am this, I am an engineer, I do this, I do that. The tasks, what you can able to solve when you point them out. So you must know how to put them, articulate your point. So this is what about written communication. So if you have the knowledge, you have the experience, but you cannot put down these skills in written, you see, one has failed the interview. If you cannot express yourself in written, that is about written communication. And this written communication, as I rightly said, is going to cover maybe your resume, your cover letter, and in the essence, you see, some interview can be written interview. It's not all interview that is oral. So some interview are written. So that is where you have to show your skills of communication. Secondly, you have oral communication. Because most of us, if you heard of we are going for interview, we all believe you are going for an oral interview. So in an oral interview, you must communicate orally. That is the way you speak and how do you speak to your audience. When you want to communicate with people, don't just say that, good morning. No, everything has an ethical way of doing it. There is ethics in communicating. You believe these people that are your interviewers, they are ahead of you. So you cannot just say good morning. No, you should put that acronym, good morning, sirs, good morning, man. So not just talk anyhow during oral interview. You need to rethink not all questions that you must give answers and you must just say anything. No. So before you make mention of anything you want to say, try to assess it before saying it out. So this is oral communication skill. And this is part of the essential communication skill that we need to have. And one thing is that this is most where people fail during these oral interviews. You see, there is a phobia. When we said phobia, that is usually be afraid that, can I do this? Can I speak? No, you can do it. How? Oral interview need practice. You have to practice oral interview. You have to sit down, even though you alone in your living room, or you and your wife, you and your co-friends, you and your junior ones, try to speak among them. And we know that our official language is English. So try to communicate with your fellow individuals. Try to give yourself a time. Okay, this interview is going to take me 10 minutes. Please, my friends, you can sit down with your friends and speak the jargons you have. So from there, they'll be correcting you. Okay, no, this, don't say this, do that. You see, that means you are building yourself orally. And let me tell you sincerely, this is where most of us fails. You may be good, you may have the good resume, you may have good cover letter, but when it comes to communicate orally, you see, you fail awfully. Why? Because there's that fear in you, and you can only chase away this fear by what? By practicing always. When you practice and practice, you practice more and more, and that is when you see you now become guru of what? Where did you even know how to speak? Because you are what? You are practicing often and often. So that is all about oral interview. So we have the next one as the non-verbal and visual communication. Non-verbal and visual communication. This is where, at times, body language comes in here. Non-verbal, you don't need to speak. And visual communication. Sometimes you see, you have to keep, when you are speaking with people, when you're communicating, you have to keep eye contact. Make sure your interviewer know that when you are speaking with people, you put your head down and be communicating. No. You have to visualize, you have to keep looking at them, know what they are saying, know what you are saying, and look at each other's face. And that is where you see at times the phobia in you will always go away. But when you are communicating with people, you are not looking directly into their eyes. You're looking you see, when you're communicating, you have to carry people along. You have to carry your interviewers along. But if you don't carry them along, you see, there also you will fail. And when we said non-verbal communication, you have to know when a signal means a lot. So the next one is going to be active listening. Active listening communication skill. That is a skill. Not when you when you go for an interview, allow your interviewer to land before answering their question. You have to listen, not that they are telling you, the question they are asking you. But when your interviewer asks you one question, you ask them, please, can you come again? Repeat. They ask the next one, please repeat. Another one, please repeat. That means you are not with them. That means you are carried away. You are somewhere else. So active yourself. When you compose yourself, it means you know what you are doing. And you know, it's not only your language, it's not only your dressing that the interviewer will score. They also look at your composure. How did you compose yourself? How did you listen to question? And how did you respond to a question? So this is another part of communication skill that you need to build. And how can you build this? You see, all this communication skill is by practicing. But don't say no. I don't have any. I don't have any interview ahead of me. I don't need to practice. No, you need to practice. You need to make yourself. You need to prepare your weapon now. Your weapon has to be ready. Not that you just decide that, okay, I'm not this, I'm not that, until the job comes before I start preparing myself. No, you need to start preparing yourself today. As the way you know, your cover letter, your resume have to speak for you. So also your communication skill must speak for you. Then the next one is what we refer to as by context. Okay, are we together? It is network problem.
Hello?
Are you together with me?
Yes, we are.
Yes,
Okay, okay. And in contextual communication, always answer your question in the context in which that question is being asked. If you are asked about engineering field, answer your question in
yes,
relation
sir.
to what? Hello? Hello? Are we together?
Yes, we are
listening.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Answer. Eh? Answer your question in the context which that question is being asked. That is where you are given a what? A full answer to what you are being asked. If the question is about problem solving, don't bring any another thing that is not related to what? Problem solving. So always answer question in relation to what is being asked. So the next, so let's go next slide, Madam Aruna.
Yes, this is
Now
one.
we have communication skills still continued here. So under this, we have the core components. The core components of communication skills. What are the core components of communication skills? You see, initially we made mention of active listening. So also is an essential communication skill, and it is a core component of a communication skill. You have to listen very well. Listen to what your interviewer is asking you, and you should give your answer in line with what your interviewer is asking. We've already discussed this earlier. Then the second is what? Clarity and conciseness. Clarity and conciseness. This is also a core component of communication skill. Don't give answer on what you don't know. Don't give answer on what you have to be cleared. What you are saying have to be cleared, and you have to be audible and concise, straight to the point. At this point, I will exploit us to adopt what is termed as what? Time management. Time management. Because when you are dealing with time, your interviewer are dealing with what? Time. So any answer you are given, when you are communicating, you have to be what? Concise. You are dealing with time. And it has to be cleared. Not say, okay, because I want to be concise, and you not pass the information. No. The information must rightly be passed, cleared. People should understand what you are saying, and concise. Not you start telling story. No. Mind you, you are there for a purpose. You are there to sell yourself. Articulate your point. When you're going for interview, you must articulate your point. So when you are asked, what can you do for us? You see, what can you do for us? Then what you do, just try to elaborate all the points, one after the other. I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that. Not you started beating around the bush, you go there and here, trying to. So you see, the clarity will not be there, and the conciseness will not be there. So when you are communicating in an interview, you must rightly know that these two skills must be there: clarity and conciseness. Then the next thing is what? Is empathy. We have confidence, adaptability, and feedback. So these skills each one of them is a skill on its own. I've seen your question. We'll come to that later. Each of this is a skill on its own. Empathy, confidence, adaptability. At this note, I will try to enjoin you to join us at CPAC for our CBD program. In this aspect, you see how we really dealt with this adaptability, empathy, and confidence. So you see, as someone that's going for an interview, you must rightly know that you have to be confident of yourself. And how can you be confident of yourself is all what you'll be saying, all what you'll be discussing, you must be sure that they are what you are doing or what you've already gone through. So this is how you'll be able to have confidence of what you are saying. When you are asked about problem solving, you are going around the bush, you don't practice, and maybe in your resume, your cover letter, you said you are this, you are a manager, you are this, you are that, and you are not. You see, when a question is coming towards that angle, you see, you lose the confidence. So for you to have confidence in communication, you must rightly be sure that your resume, your cover letter are up to date, are your activities. Now, if you are asked about online program in CPAC, I believe you guys will have a confidence of saying, oh, I know about the online program because you are part of our program. But if I ask you now about our weekly program that we conducted some times ago, most of you will not have confidence in saying anything about it because you are not part of it. But what you are saying here, for you to have confidence in communication, be justice to yourself. Do justice in anything you are putting down, anything you are writing. Make sure it is your handwork and you have experience in that field, so that if question is coming towards that angle, yes, you can be able and you'll be capable of answering that question. Also, adaptability. Adaptability is one of the key components of communication. You see, at times, someone will try to provoke you with question. You see, Malan made mention of something when he's making his presentation. He said, if the question is coming, don't say, it's too much. No. Another person may try to make you to be upset by asking too much question. So try to resist that temple and answer the one you feel you can answer, and the one you cannot answer, don't say, I don't know it. No. Keeping quiet is also a way. So adaptability is very, very, very important, because you see, in most of the interview, they will try you most especially on what? On adaptability. They want to look at how can you adapt, because from that place it is an odd seat. You'll be exposed to rigorous question and answer from all angles. What can you do for us? If there's any problem solving, critical thinking, it comes in during what? Interview. They want to try your intelligence. They want to know how good are you. This resume that you prepared, this cover letter that you prepared, is it really your own? So people will try to deal with you according to what you put down. That is why we are advising you. If you know that you did not do this, or you don't have such skill, don't put it in your resume. Don't put it in your cover letter. Don't put it in your CV. What you can able to defend is what you should able to what to put in your resume, CV, cover, and whatsoever it is. So then we have feedback. Also, this is one of the core component of what communication. Whenever you are communicating with people, you must try to have what the feedback mechanisms. People should try to say good about yourself, about you. So these are the core components of communication skill. And I think this the little I have for you now. So next class, maybe next section, we are going to have more robust skills. So, and I will try as much as possible to drop this in the classroom, so that at least people can have a look at the little handout, and we'll have more important things to ask. If you have any question, I think you can if someone has asked a question other time. Let me see. Maya Aruna, over to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for the presentation. We have a question here from Murtala Saraju, who is
Okay.
asking about how can we have courage and confidence in communication during interview, especially to those that have all the factors and the competence to secure the job, but fails to secure the job due to lack of English fluency. And he's also asking what are the solutions for such challenges for both the interviewer and the interview.
Okay. And Malam Murtala, it is very, very simple. As I rightly said, you see, practice means perfect. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. Try, when you know you are facing an interview, try to have your junior ones, your elderly ones, and try to communicate with them what you have. Try to speak. See, if you don't even have anything, you alone and the wall of your room, sit down, assuming that wall or your chair are your interviewer. Try to communicate with them. You speak with them. You try to tell them what you have, all your skills. Try to be saying it out. By the time you are saying it to these individuals or this object, you see, the first time, second time, third time, you see, it will be what? It will be improving gradually. Nobody knows how to speak English, but all is what? Is by practicing. Do you understand? When you practice, you become perfect. And again, when you go to an interview, please try as much as possible to compose yourself. Do you understand? When you compose yourself in an interview, you see it's going to be very, very good for you. And one thing is that when your interviewers, don't be scared of them. Try to keep an eye contact with them. Look at them one after the other. When you are given a question, don't look down and be answering or be afraid. No. Keeping eye contact, you see, it's one of the major things that it's enable you to what? To have courage and develop this competency in communication. I don't know if they have any other question, please.
No, not really, sir. from the comment section, not yet, but for the participants that are here, please, if you have any question, you can raise up your hand, then you unmute your mic and ask the question. Questions, please. Okay. Please, you guys should ask your questions. So we just finished having a presentation about
Please
communication.
because if you have a good resume, you have a good cover letter, you cannot communicate, you cannot express yourself. Honestly speaking, job, yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please, is your two. Please. Mute your ear. Please, you are disturbing the class. Please.
Please mute
Who's
your
that
mic.
one? Mute your mic, please. If you have a question, please forward your question to the presenter so that it can be answered. You see, if you cannot ask questions in this platform, then that is indicating there is a serious crisis or problem. You can
Sir,
see.
I have a
Yes,
question.
Okay,
Hello,
go
sir.
on. Yes, we are hearing you. Go on.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
How sir? Sir, my question here is that, sir,
Yes, go on.
for me to attend an interview,
Yes.
If I have a, let's say, secondary school qualification or diploma, can I attend the interview that they did not specify the qualification? For instance, no specific qualification, they just call for the interview. Can I attend it?
Yes, you see, for an interview. Okay, this is Malan's
You answer. Oh my, but you answer me, sir.
Okay, let me answer you, please. So you see, when an interview is being called for, and are they the one that are they the one that called you?
Yes, sir.
Did they call you for the interview?
Yes, sir.
Then you have to go there now. You have to go. Okay. That means maybe your CV or the resume that you submit met their criteria. And when you go there, don't mind about your O level. Maybe you have a particular skills that they're interested in that skill. And during that interview, always hammered on that skill. Tell them the proficiency you have in that area, what you can do in that field that you have, that you specialize. Tell them what problem can you solve? Can you assist the organization in solving using that skill that you have? So that is where you show yourself. You understand?
I get it from.
It's not a matter of maybe your secondary school, your university. There are many people that have BSc, MSc, PhD without having a skill. And these days, it is skill, not degree again.
Okay, skill matter.
Yes, skills matter.
I get it.
These days is skill, not degree. And you see, that is why Marlon emphasized that you must come for this program. Because now, nobody will ask you to bring your CV. No. Give us your resume. The resume will tell us what are the skills you have and what are the area that, you see, you have to go and study company A, B, and C. Okay. You see, Marlon made mention of one presentation that said what? Start. So that start is very, very important. It's an acronym. So You doesn't need to have a higher qualification. So provided they are the one that invite you for the interview, don't be afraid that maybe I don't have the requirement. No, they know what they want from you.
The skill matter. If you deserve it,
Yes,
just stay with people.
Skill.
I get the point, sir. I very appreciate for it, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
So, Aruna.
Yes, sir. I'm with you. I'm here.
Okay. Any question?
Yeah, not really.
Okay, observation or comments?
Okay, let me throw this to the participant. Okay, dear participant, is there any comment, observation, or any addition you would like to add regarding this presentation of today from both what Malam Aliukofa presented about the communication and from the communication skills that we just rounded up? Any observation, feedback? Okay, I think there is none here. Meaning, I think this silence is suggesting that we should hold a one-on-one interview simulated interview between this participant. Just joking. But so
Malarok, wait. It's not that we are going to organize a more or less a play interview. No, it is part of the program. Every member will not get his or her certificate unless he or she participated in our interview mock sessions. After Thursday class or sessions, we are going to organize a mock interview where every participant will now give us, already they have submitted their resume. So we are going to use the resume to prepare for their interview sessions. So it's going to be either next week, probably maybe on Monday, where we give every participant 5 minutes. We'll ask him questions. We are the interviewers. Okay, I, the deputy director, and you, the technical officer, will interview each and every participant. So we expect everybody to participate in that because it's part of the component, or is the component of the final end of the program assessment. It is. Apart from the project, we are going to write, and then we're also going to have this mock interview that we are going to have, inshallah, on Tuesday. We are going to have what is all about virtual interview, and then the mock interview. What is all about the mock role play interview, inshallah. So everybody should get ready, okay? And we don't expect you from what my deputy director have just lectured you. I believe from there you can see how to build confidence. Confidence building is all about knowing and understanding who you are. Because if I know what I'm doing, I don't think I will fear or I'll find myself in any situation that I cannot bail myself out. That is the same thing with the interview. So please go into details, go and search, and be asking questions. Be asking questions because this is
network issue. Madam just went off due to network issue, but I believe he will soon be back.
So see, from what Malan is saying, that people should ask questions. See, asking question makes you to be composed. You be composed on what you are doing, and you have the ability to face any challenges ahead of you. So that's my own contribution, please.
Okay. So any additional comment, Madam Rikova? If there is none. So if in the absence of no questions, no additional comment or feedback, can we call it a day?
Okay.